Hi, welcome to day 40, our final day together. Um, First of all, thank you to all the women that were on this journey with me and gave me feedback. I really appreciate it. It helped me know how to be more clear and what we should speak about more. Also, thank you to the women who organized all of this. There were so many women who did it. Shuli Kleiman, Nami Greenberg, and Rachel Wyman, and I don't even know all the others that are behind all of this, but thank you for putting it all together and for giving me the opportunity to share something that I'm so passionate about and that I too am trying to live. If you look at the final picture of this 40 days, it says, as large as your trust will be, so will be the space he will fill. So we're ending this whole experience knowing a little bit, hopefully, and experiencing a little bit of who we are and who the people around us are. And we might be left with, okay, well, I don't know if I could do this, or can I do this all the time? I don't know. What if I forget? So the bottom line is we have the information, and now we just have to turn to Him and place our trust in Hashem, because He's the one who's going to give us the results, and He's the one who fills us up as we make space for Him. And this idea of transforming the ego, transforming the body and the material world into spiritual and elevating it, when we do that, I'm going to give an example. If somebody, let's say, insults us, God forbid, and instead of answering back, we sit with it and we be silent with it, what happens is the ego really wants to answer back. It wants to make that person feel bad, but we're not responding, and we're sort of allowing the ego to diminish in that space of it getting small. It creates an opening for Hashem to fill. So that's the idea of as large as your trust will be, as large as you're seeing Him sending you these things in every moment in order for your greatness to become clear and shine through. And as you make more space with this trust, then there's more space for Him to fill. And what that means is the soul becomes more expansive within you, within your body. And with that expansiveness, at first you'll feel diminished. You might feel diminished because you're not doing what you're used to doing. You're not doing familiar. You're not reacting familiar. You're not responding familiar. And that feels awkward. And if you just hold on to that awkwardness and trust the process and trust that Hashem is there and He's going to fill you with this feeling of expansiveness, this feeling of Him filling you even more, then I believe and I know that you're going to begin to experience the exodus from within. You're going to begin to experience an inner sense of redemption from the ego self that was sort of constricting you, and you're going to feel expansive and start to feel much more expansive and joyful. And that's my bracha for you, my blessing to each of you, that you should be able to experience this expansiveness within and this relationship that you have with Hashem that is such a gift for each of us, that there's really, as I always say, there's no words to describe that gift because it's before words, it's our soul. But also that by the time Pesach comes, because we're coming into Nisan, this is the last day. I think Rosh Chodesh Nisan is either today, Good Chodesh, or tomorrow. I forgot which day the 40th day is falling out on. But to know that, first of all, in the month of Nisan, there's an upper awakening. So God starts pouring down a lot of gifts to us from above. And if we can just keep our awareness of who we are and keep making space for Him by not responding and reacting in the way we maybe normally do from a lack of awareness space, but instead pause and see what comes up from a space of consciousness and from what Hashem is sending to us as advice, then I believe that we can all begin to experience something which I call the geula from within. It's this inner redemption. I have a blog about it, and we've been learning for a few years as a chabura about this, how to touch this, how to experience it, how to achieve it with God's help. Anyone who wants to join that or look at the blog, you always can. And please stay in touch, anyone who has been in touch, because otherwise I'll miss you. Have a beautiful Chodesh Nisan. I'm looking forward to the final redemption with each of you, to dance at the Beis HaMikdash, the third Beis HaMikdash with you. And thank you so much for joining me on this amazing journey. I had the time of my life.